Hello there, hi, this is the module video for PSE5014, that's Adapted Physical Activity in Sport. I'm Alex Monk, the current module convener. So the idea of this module is kind of building on from, I believe you will have had some sessions with John Whittingham on Liam's module, so PSE4006, giving you a very brief introduction and kind of putting the idea of disability sport and adapted physical activity on your radar. So this very much kind of builds on that. Again, very much an introduction. Okay, in terms of what we'll cover in the module, so what do we even mean by disability? What are kind of models and theories? So going a little bit more in deep depth with that. What are previously have we thought about, and what are we defining and understanding by disability? Obviously, special educational needs and disability as well. We'll be looking at that. Obviously, looking backwards, so looking at the history and how the idea of disability and how we viewed and thought about the idea of disability has also developed over time, and where are we at now in terms of the law, in terms of kind of funding structures and sport structures. So we'll look very much at the sporting landscape and what is currently out there and how things work if you are someone with a disability that wants to get into sport or be active, or if you are someone that is working with someone that has a disability, and maybe how you can support and signpost them as well. We'll look very briefly at a little bit around the anatomy and physiology, so kind of some key considerations in terms of that, and then kind of what that means for your coaching practice. Okay, obviously also bearing in mind the idea that everyone with a disability, as we are, is very different and unique. Okay, but getting an appreciation of that. We will then go into some really interesting kind of practical sessions where we will look at various impairment groups. So, for example, it could be deaf, visual impairment, it could be learning disability, autism, cerebral palsy, also mental health. So looking at some kind of theory aspects of that, but then also looking at how we can then apply that, and some key considerations. So looking at the key impairment groups. Okay, and one of the key things that we're really lucky to have is have some specialist guests from the NDSOs, that's the National Disability Sport Organisations, very similar to NGBs. So for example, British Sport and Sport, we have come in, Willpower, Special Olympics, etc., come in and deliver, and again kind of bring these sessions to life and give you some key tips and key tools, whether you want to go into disability sport and take the adapted module in third year, if you want to go into obviously teaching, kind of being mindful of, you know, 1 in 5 children has a disability or a special educational need, so you're very much going to come across this. So the idea that inclusive education for all, okay, and allowing you to do that. Okay, in terms of assessment, this at the moment it's a written assessment, but also in conjunction with a 15-hour placement. So obviously next year when you do 5002, your placement module, you have 35 hours in a mainstream setting and 15 hours in a specialist setting. If you decide to do PSE 5014, the adapted module, those 15 hours, you would do that in an adapted or an SEN setting, sorry. Okay, so you just kind of use those 15 hours to also kind of cover for 5002, but also to cover for 5014. Okay, and the idea of that, so your written assessment is a little bit of theory, so looking and showing that you understand what the history of disability is, what the models are, but also you will then work with an individual on your placement, or identify someone from your placement, and you will create a 6-week activity plan for that person. Okay, so you will show that you understand your person, that you've taken the time to talk to them, understand their individual needs, understand their impairment, obviously. You will also understand the research, the sporting pathway for them, the landscape for them, what local opportunities do they have, and then, as I said, with that information, then devise a 6-week activity plan to improve on what they are currently doing at the moment, or add to maybe what they're currently doing at the moment. Okay, so it's a written assignment that's a conjunction of a number of different things. Okay.